It's 2025, and with the excitement of a brand new year, we have the dread of the January movie slate. Does The Damned break that January curse, or does it end up in the dumping ground like so many January movies of years past? Let's talk about it. A 19th century widow is forced to make an impossible choice during a cruel winter when a ship sinks off the coast, risking what's left of the village's dwindling supplies. The frozen setting of The Damned is actually quite frightening even before any kind of dark entity arrives on the scene. The cinematography is actually incredible. I literally felt cold while watching this movie, and I'm from Philly, a place where we know a little bit about the cold. As a matter of fact, a couple weeks ago, my furnace, the pilot light of my furnace actually went out, and I had to drive very close to midnight to Target before they closed to pick up 2 heaters, or me and my wife were going to freeze in this house.
One can assume, based upon the damage inside of that vehicle, not exactly going slowly as it goes in to the target.
But as cold as I actually was, I wouldn't even dare to compare it to what they were going through. I was still sitting in the comfort of warmth while watching this movie. But that's how good the cinematography actually is. It made me mentally chill up inside, and that's a real credit to the filmmaker and the DP. The piercing blue skies, the mountains in the background, the water that looked frozen and chilly like you could take a cold plunge in there if you wanted to, and I absolutely don't want to. This entire setting was built for horror, even in the natural sense. This not-so-merry band of fishermen and Eva, the owner of the fishing boat, and the widow of a fisherman who was held in high regard, are struggling to gather the food that's needed so that they can survive and make a harvest. Supplies is running low, and so is morale. They could have just given up, but if they gave up, they would have less than they already did. So what did? They had to get the hustling.
That real shit. We still hustle till the sun come up. Crack a 40 when the sun go down. It's a cold winter. Y'all niggas better bundle up.
And one morning, as they're about to go out fishing, they look off into the distance and they see a ship sinking into the sea. And that's where the moral debate begins. Do they go out and help these people and risk bringing new people into a village that's already stripped of supplies? Or do they just ignore these people and give them thoughts and prayers? This is a decision that ultimately leads to the rest of the film and what transpires. I'm interested in hearing what you would do. Would you go out there and help save these people, knowing that you have no food and barely any shelter? Or do you chalk it and say, hey, thoughts and prayers to you guys, it's a rough winter?
It's a cold winter. Y'all niggas better bundle up.
Let me know in the comments what you would have done. Later on in the movie, when they realize that that sunken ship may have supplies that they desperately need, do they go and venture out? I totally get it. They're cold. They're hungry, they have little supplies. But once they figure out that there's potentially something that could help them out there, they decide to go out and get it.
If a sneak start leaning and the heat stop working, then my heat start working, I'ma rob me a person.
And I am with them on that. Let me be hungry and find out that there's resources out there that someone is incapable of using. I'm finna go get it.
If my kid's hungry, snatch the dishes out your kitchen.
I was engaged with The Damned right up until the end. The moral dilemma, the haunting atmosphere. This movie is creepy as hell. There will be something sitting off in the corner peeking at you, and I'll be like, what the hell is that? And there's so many different things that happen that just kept you on the edge of your seat. The fisherman became more and more unstable and violent. Eva herself, she was seeing so many different visions throughout the film. And once you start to see those creepy images that she would see and hear the creepy sounds that it was making, something off would distract her and something horrible would happen to somebody. And that kept happening over and over again. And it got to the point where I was like, okay, the creepy thing is there, but when are we going to see what this thing is actually about? Through the dialogue from some of the characters, we hear old wives' tales about what to do about the deaths that are going on and the curse that they believe that they're under and the visions that even Eva is seeing, they start to really turn on each other sometimes and also turn on themselves. When we get to the climax of the movie, the creature is seemingly defeated by a conventional weapon, and that really just took me out of it, because once that happens, another storyline just kind of jumps in real quick and says, "Hi, I'm here now." And I was like, okay, so where did that come from? That wasn't set up at all. It seems like you guys just rushed in because you didn't know what you wanted to do or how you wanted to end it. What does this movie have to say? So yes, while watching this movie, I thought that we were leading up to something that would actually be significant. But by the end of the film, I felt like there was no payoff, like nothing of significance had actually happened. It kept teasing me and showing me, hey, this is creepy. Hey, this is an interesting wives' tale. Is this how we defeat the entity? Is that how we defeat the entity? Are we just doomed? All these questions come up, but none of them are answered. And it's not that you have to spoon feed me the answers, but at the same time, by the end of the film, I should have some idea of what actually transpired, even though there are so many things technically from a filmmaking perspective and as well as acting, because there were a lot of really good performances, especially by Odessa Young, who plays Eva. She is phenomenal in this film. Even with all of that, it felt a little disappointing. It's like all style and no substance, which I hate for a movie that looked as good. And also, a pet peeve of mine is amazing posters that turn out to be for not so amazing movies. And the poster for The Damned is actually pretty damn awesome. So yes, good atmosphere. I was engaged, but ultimately I left disappointed in this film. But what did you think about the movie? I know it's getting a lot of high ratings from other reviewers, but unfortunately I don't fall into that category. I'm not going to act like I do. Hey, what's up, family? Long time no see. I've been out for the past couple months. The Gladiator review that I just dropped, I actually recorded when Gladiator came out. I just decided to put it out before the new year started because I didn't want to put it out this year. This year, I'm coming to you guys with a brand new style, a brand new slate, and even more brand new aesthetics. You guys see the new logo, you see the new thumbnails. I'm trying to upgrade for you guys so that I can keep this train rolling and that eventually we can actually make it to 2,000 subscribers, which is the goal for this year, or at least the beginning of the year. I'm hoping to drop at least one new review every week for something that I'm calling New 52, which is something I completely made up and never came from DC Comics. But the goal of this year is to drop one review every single week. I may not make it, I may make it. Who knows? You guys can hold me accountable to that. Hopefully, I can be consistent and you guys will love the content that I'm putting out. And don't forget to hit the like button on the video and leave a comment because that helps this video spread to those who may be interested in this content. Also, towards the end of last year, all of my reviews included a counter that said something to the effect of 75 out of 100 2024 movies watched. Part of my goal for each year is to watch 100 movies that debuted in that given year. So last year, I ended up watching 118 2024 movies. This year, I'm shooting for another 100 2025 movies. So you'll see that counter on every one of my videos, letting you guys know where I am in that progress. In the description of this video is actually the link to my Letterboxd list, ranking all of those movies and letting you know what movies I have seen, because I'm not going to be able to review all 100 movies. I got a full-time job, a wife, a dog, and everything else. So if you guys want to follow along, click on that link, follow me on Letterboxd, and you'll see the journey as we go through this year.